Hi, and welcome to Studio SN. My name is Sara Naumann, and today we're going to play with a water spatter technique featuring WOW Embossing Powders. The background of my card has a textured surface made with embossing powder, kind of a spattery effect. If you could run your hand over the top, you would feel the dimension here. And maybe if I tilt it, you can see the purple embossing powder on here, and then little hints of some gold metallic shine on there as well. Both of those, the purple and the gold, are embossing powders that have been mixed with water and then applied with a stipple brush. Such an easy technique to do. And I'm working with a piece of glossy white cardstock, and then I need to mix up my embossing powder and some water in order to do the spattering technique. And the embossing powders I'm working with, these are both from WOW Embossing Powders. This is the primary purple orchid regular, and then this is the metallic gold sparkle embossing powder, which is in glitter. So it's an embossing glitter, so it's got a little bit of extra sparkle to it. So I'm going to start with my orchid first, and I'm just going to scoot my cardstock out of the way and spritz in some water onto my little palette here. And then I'm going to sprinkle in my orchid embossing powder. And then simply take my stipple brush, and this is one from Faber-Castell. It's for use with their gelatos, but of course I use it for lots of other things too. It's a well-used little tool. So I'm just going to use this to mix it up and load up my stipple brush with lots of this purple and mixed with water embossing powder. And then I'm going to take my stipple brush, and this is a technique probably many of you already know, but you simply just run your finger across the bristles of the brush and holding it right over your cardstock, just spatter it on. Now I also like to turn this every now and then so that my spatters don't all go in one distinct direction, but they kind of go all over the place. Now, of course, the more water you use, the fainter your color will be, the more diluted your color will be. If you use less water, then it will be a darker purple. So once I have all of my purple on there, then what I'm going to do is add a little bit more water onto my palette, and then come back with my glittery gold and just sprinkle in a little bit of that. And I'm not cleaning my brush in between. I'm just going to tap that in and then repeat the process again. I want kind of a subtle glittery effect if that could be achieved. And again, just simply spatter this in. And then all I need to do is just heat set it with my heat tool to melt the embossing powder. And a couple of things, of course, if you looked at any of my other embossing powder segments, with something like this on a background, you do want to be aware that it will take a little bit longer for the embossing powder to set, so give yourself a little bit of extra time. And then also, after you do the heat embossing and it's already embossed, then you'll want to let it sit and cool just for a little bit, because it can get very hot and you do have the entire surface on here. So once you set that with your embossing tool, then you will have something that looks like this, and I think now you can see also a little bit of the shimmer and shine on there. So you could also then, of course, cut some shapes from this. You could run it through your die cutting machine too. I simply used mine as the background of my card and put a little dazzle on here, and that's from the Big Greetings Dazzles set, this outline sticker, and then some pretty pattern papers, and those are from the Mirage papers, and both the sticker and the papers are from hot off the press. And I just simply wrap some ribbon around here and really let this be kind of the focal background, if you will, so that my sentiment stands out, but you also get some texture and shine on the card as well. So this is how you can do a water spatter technique using embossing powders. I hope you enjoyed today's show. For more ideas and inspiration, please stop by my website at saranaumann.com. Thank you so much for joining me on Studio SN, and I will see you again next time.